Good morning, grade 8.
Hello, good morning, Sir Vincent. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about our first lesson, factoring monomials. Okay. So wait for it. Are you seeing something na in your monitors? Can you see my
Yes, I
ano
am
na?
seeing.
Okay. So I am notified that participants can now see my application. Okay. So we have here factoring monomials. Ayan. So Mr. Cruz would like to renovate the floor tiles in his square-shaped house with an area of 64 square meters. Okay. So what are the possible dimension for the floor area of his house? Ayan. Which among your listed factors, okay, can give you the square floor area if the dimension, okay, there's no need for that one. Ito, if each tile is 65 pesos pala, how much should he spend on renovating his floor tiles? Ayan. And then, if the dimensions of the floor area are 8 meter by 8 meter, ayan, how many 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter tiles will be used? So, ang area daw ng floor niya is 8 meter by 8 meter. So, ang isang tile is 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter. So, how many tiles will Mr. Cruz will be using? And then, if each tile is 65 pesos, how much should he spend in renovating his floor tiles? Okay. So, look for the factors of 64, di ba? Sabi kanina, 64 square meters. Okay. Yung kabuuang square floor niya, di ba? Na gusto niyang i-renovate. Therefore, what are the factors of 64? When we say factors, these are the numbers that when you multiply, you will get the answer or you will get the product of 64. So that would be 1 times 64. So 1 times 64. Another one is 2 times 32. That would be also equal to 64. 4 times 16. That would be equal to 64. 8 times 8. That would be equal to 64. Okay. What else? Is there something factor pa of 64 that is not listed yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. You don't think so? Okay. So let's proceed now. So square has the same side measure. Okay? So, dahil square yan, saan ba dyan yung may kapareha or magkapareha na length? So, what factor of 64 ang magkapareha? Ang number. Saan ba dyan yung magkaparehang number?
Could you please repeat the question?
Saan dyan yung
With
magkaparehang
all due
number?
respect, please repeat the question, sir.
Saan dyan yung magkaparehang number na factor
1
ni
times
64? Kaparehang number na
1 times
factors
64.
ni 64. Magkapareho ba si 1 and 64?
All of that.
Are they the same?
8.
8 and 8, di ba? They are the same. Therefore, if we have a square, di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng 1 ito, 64 ito na side. That would be a rectangle na. So, we need the square kasi sabi niya, square. Therefore, 8 and 8. Okay? So, square has the same side measure. That would be 8 meters and 8 meters. Okay. Ayan kasi, 64 square meters. This would be 8 meters and 8 meters. So, let's try to convert it muna into centimeter kasi ang tanong kanina, how many tiles, okay, is Mr. Cruz going to use if the length of each is 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter. So, therefore, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Ayan. Therefore, 8 meters would be 800 centimeter. So if you convert that 1 meter into, that 8 meters into centimeter. Okay. So 800 centimeter by 800 centimeter. If the size of the floor tile is 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter, we're going to divide it. 800 divided by 40. Okay. So sa isang tile daw, 40 by 40. Ang magagamit niya is 800 by 800. Therefore, we need to divide that so that we can know the tiles that Mr. Cruz will be using. Okay. So 800 divided by 40, that would be 20. So each side, kailangan niya ng 20. Therefore, it is a square. So 20 times 20, that would be
400.
400 floor tiles. Okay? So each tile cost 65 pesos. So kung kakailanganin niyo ng 400 tiles, so 400 times 65, ilan ang magagamit or ma-spend ni Mr. Cruz for the renovation of his tiles?
26,000 pesos.
That would be 26,000 pesos. Okay? So 65 pesos times 400 tiles, that would be 26,000. So the problem stated on the previous slide is a concrete application of factoring in real life situation. Ayan. So kung gusto mong mag-renovate ng bahay, okay, if you want to change the floor tiles, that would be factoring. So, factoring using algebraic tiles. Ayan. So, I think there's no need for an algebraic tile. Yun na tayo. So, to factor a monomial, find two monomials whose product is the given monomials. So, ayan. In your grade 8, in your grade 7, okay, we tackled about the multiplication. So, if we multiply this one, 3 times 4, that would be 12. A times A, that would be A squared. Or 3A times 4A, that would be 12A squared. Also with 2A times 6A, that would be 12A squared. A times 12A, that would be 12A squared. Still, 3 times 4A squared, that would be 12A squared. Negative 2A times negative 6, that would be, may 80 to Naging that na lang yung A. That would be 12A squared. So in factoring naman, on the other hand, baliktad. So this would be the given. You're going to give the expressions that makes it the product 12A squared. Ayan. So 12A squared, we have 3A times 4A. It can also be 2A times 6A. It can also be A times 12A squared. It can also be 3 times 4A squared. And negative 2A times negative 6A. So ito siya. So these are the factors. Ayan. So to factor 12A squared, each is called a factorization of 12A squared. So lahat ng ito are factors of 12A squared. Or can be possible factors of 12A squared. So notice that the counterpart of the factoring is multiplication. Binaliktad lang natin. Yung multiplication, ito yung binigay, you will get the answer 12A squared. In factoring, this would be the given. you're going to find the answer. So this would be the answer. So it is just like a reverse, diba? A reverse process of it. So it is also necessary that mastery of rules in integers and laws of exponents is applied. Okay. So we have the product, 36. So what are the possible factors? So ano ba yung pinag-multiply natin na dalawang number to make it the product of 36? We have 1 times 36. We have 2 times 18. 3 times 12. 6 times 6 is also a factor of it. We have 9 times 4. We also have the negative. Diba? Negative times negative, that would become positive. So negative 1 times negative 36. So these are all possible factors. Ayan. So the following are examples of prime factors. We have 3, 17, x, 3x, x plus 1, and 3x minus 1. So the following examples on the next slide show how to factor monomials. Ayan. So list all possible factors of, wait, but hindi na isulat. Ayan. 2x raised to 4. Ayan. So if we have 2x raised to 4, the factors would be, diba? We have 1 times 2, negative 1 times negative 2, that would be still positive. We have okay. Ayan. We also have x times x, that would be x squared. X times x times x, that would be ito. So these are all possible. Yes, Nabil, do you have something to say?
Yes.
What's that?
See that other one there, the second with brackets, the 2x times 10x cube. Like, why is it 2 times 10, sir?
This one?
Yes.
These are
That's not a
just
factor of
examples.
2x.
Yes. These are just examples
Okay.
of it. Ito mga to, examples lang yan. It doesn't have to be
Also,
with
sir,
this one.
Also, sir, why are there like commas after each number near the 2x 4, 2x raised to 4? There
I
are
am also
commas
wondering
with
about
each
it.
number. Oh, okay.
Hindi. These commas are just the list of the possible factors. Diba? We have 1 times 2, negative 1 times negative 2. So they just listed it. Diba? When we factor x raised to 4, we have x times x cube. X times, ayan, yun. So these are the possible lang naman. Yung mga binilugan ko. Kasi you cannot use 4. You cannot use negative 4. Okay. So I think there is something wrong with this. Ito, another example. If we have finding the factors of negative 6x raised to 5. So the rule of the integer, we have negative times positive, that would be negative. Diba? Or positive times a negative, that would be negative. So the factors of 6 or negative 6 would be 1 times negative 6. Diba? We also have negative 1 times 6. We also have 3 times negative 2. That would still be negative 6. Negative 3 times positive 2. Okay? So the factors of x raised to 5. We have x raised to 4 times x squared times x raised to 3. So therefore, the possible factors are x raised to 4 times negative 6x. Ayan, so negative 6. Then you will get the x. Okay? You will get the x raised to 4. Something like that. So these are all possible factors. Posibleng maging factor ng negative 6x raised to 5. Did you get it? Naintindihan ba? So on our first lesson, these are just possible factors. Okay? Yes, Nabil?
Is it possible we could have another example?
Yes, on the next slides. So I'm just telling you, or the main objective of this lesson is that you will know that the factoring is the counterpart of multiplication. Okay?
Multiply.
So,
So
yung
it's like
6,
division, sir.
yes. So, yung 6,
Okay.
naging 2 times 3. Okay? So, di ba? Yung isang number, naging dalawa. So, that would be factoring. So, the factor of an expression is to write an equivalent expression that is a product of 2 or more expressions. Okay? So, let's go now to our second lesson. Wait lang. Ayaw mag-X. So this is the main lesson, okay? So that is just an introduction for the factoring. So let's go now to factoring terms with a common factor. Ayan. So where do they belong? So find the general category for each description. Okay, try natin. We have the algebra, geometry, calculus, statistics, and probability. What would be the category for that? Yes, Nabil?
Mathematical subjects.
Okay, that would be mathematical subjects. How about for number 2? Cell phone, laptop, iPad, camera, and tablet. What should be the category for that, Ken? What would be the category for cell phone, laptop, iPad, camera, and tablet? Ken, are you there?
Sir, may I have my glass of water, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's try Raylene. What should be the category for cell phone, laptop, iPad, camera, and tablet? Huh?
Gadget subject.
Okay, that would be gadgets, electronic gadgets, di ba? Okay, how about number 3? Let's try Eunice. Guitar, harp, ukulele, violin, and cello.
Instruments.
Okay, musical instruments or instruments. Hindi, musical instruments kasi may ibang instruments, di ba? Okay, let's try Kent. Kent, are you still there? Okay, what would be the category for? Doctors, lawyers, engineers, nurses, and teachers. Kent? Nakamute si Kent. Kent, what would be your answer? Kent? Kent? Oh. What would be the category for that? Doctors, lawyers, engineers, nurses, and teachers. Let's go for Trina first. Trina, what would be your answer for number 4?
Professionals.
Okay, professionals. Okay. So last number, Ken. Okay, Jose Rizal. Andres Bonifacio, Apolinario Mabini, and Gabriela Silang. What would be the category for that? Ken? Are you still there? Who wants to help Ken? Okay, Nabil?
Filipino heroes.
Okay, that would be Filipino heroes. Okay, so branches of mathematics, gadgets, string instruments, professionals, and Filipino heroes. So to find a general category on each of each description, you will discover that there are interconnected characteristics. Ayan, nasa module ninyo yan. In each term, that shows commonality. So they have in common. Diba? So meron silang something in common. So let us study the following examples by looking for the common factor present in each polynomial. Then, write the polynomial in its factored form. So for example, find the greatest common factor of 24x raised to 4 and 16x cubed y squared. Ayan. So by listing that one, we have 24 and 16. Can you still remember the factor 3? Can you still remember the factor 3, yung 24 na ganyan, tapos 16? You're going to have it be divided. So 24 can be divided into 2. Then 24 divided by 2, that
Times
would be
12. Times 12.
12. Okay. And then the next one. So 12 can be divided also into 2. That would be 6. Then that 6 would be divided into 2 times 3. So we have the factors 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. For 16 naman, you can divide it by 2. That would be 8.
8.
8 can be divided into 2. That would be 4. Tama? And 4 can be divided by 2 times 2. Okay, so these are the factors. Therefore, that would be equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Ayan. And then for the variables, we have x, 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 x. Diba? 4 na x. And then for this one, we have 3x. 1, 2, 3. Then dalawang y. 1, 2. So what are we going to do? Copy
Sir, I really
all the numbers or the factors that are the same to each other, or get their common factors. Okay? So ano yung mga yon? We have 2, 2, 2, 2, and another 2, 2. So meron pa ba silang ibang factor aside from the 3, 2? Okay. So that would be 2 times 2
4.
times 2,
8.
so their greatest common factor would be
Oh,
8.
sorry.
How about for the variables? We have x, x, and x. Meron bang y si una? Meron bang y? Wala na. Therefore, you will get x, x, x. That would be 3x. So therefore, the common factor for this 24x raised to 4 and 16x cubed y squared is 8x cubed. So the common factor of 24 and 16 is 8. there is no y in 24x raised to 4. So y will not appear in the greatest common factor. There is an x in each term and 3 is the smallest exponent of x. Therefore, the greatest common factor is 8x cubed. Nakuha? Another example. So find the greatest common factor of 72a squared b squared and 120a cube b. So let's list down that one. We have 72, we have 120. 72 can be divided into 2. So ilan ang matitira? You can have your calculators naman. So 72 divided by 2, that would be 36. And then that 36 can be divided or can be factored into 6 times 6, di ba? And then this 6 times 6 can be factored into 3 times 2, also 3 times 2. So i-list natin lahat. We have 2, 2, 2. Therefore, tatlong 2. 2 times 2 times 2. Then 3, 1, 2. That would be times 3 times 3. Then for 120, we can divide that by 2. That would be 60. Then this 60 would be divided also into, or I mean, can be factored into 6 times 10. Diba? Oh, 6 can be factored into 3 times 2. And then 10 can be factored in 2 times 5. Ayan. So, meron pa bang pwedeng i-factor? Kung wala na, you can write it na. We have 2, 2, 2. So, tatlong 2. Okay. And then?
Sir, 4 times
3. Oh, pwede yun. Pwede rin yun. That would be 3. That would be 5. So, kahit na anong i-factor mo dyan, you will come up with the same factors. Kasi ang factors naman natin should be a prime number. So, what are the prime numbers ba? Ito yung 2, 3, 5, 7, okay, 11, kasi 9 is an odd number na. And 9 can be divide it into 3. Kasi 3 times 3, that would be 9. So, prime numbers are the numbers that can be factored into 1 and itself lang. Wala nang iba. Ang 9 kasi pwede mo pang i-factor. 25 can be factored out by 5 times 5. So, ayan. Kapag lahat ito ay prime numbers na, you can now list it down. Ay, ba't na bura? Okay. So, this would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So, get all the common factors. We have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and we also have 3. How about 3 dito and 5? Are we going to get it? No. Therefore, that would be 2 times 2.
4
Times 2.
8
Times 3.
24
That would be 24. So, let's get the variables naman. We have A, B, B. Ito naman, A, and B. Ayan. So, get the 2A. Meron pa bang iba? That would be A squared. Meron bang B dito? Meron. So, kunin mo lang yung isa. Isa. Meron pa bang ibang B? Wala na. Therefore, it would be 24A squared B. Did you get it? Okay. So, to multiply a monomial and a polynomial, distributive properties used. So, to factor, use the reverse and factor out the common factor. So, the factor out of the common factor, divide each term of the polynomial by the product of the greatest common factor of the numerical coefficients and the literal coefficients. Ayan. For example, we have factor of the greatest common factor. So, for example, we have 3x and 12. Ayan. So, each term is separated by a plus or a subtraction sign or a positive and a negative sign or symbol. So, 3x and 12, do they have a common term? Or do they have a common factor? Oh, so what would be the factor of it? We have 3. Diba? 3. For 12, we have 3 times 4. Diba? So we will get 3. Ilalabas natin si 3. Okay? Pag nailabas mo si 3, ilan na lang matitira sa loob? Okay? So 3x divided by 3, that would be 3. That would be x. Okay? So that would be 3x. Ayan. 12 divided by 3, that would be plus or positive 4. Ayan. So that would be positive 4. So ito na siya. Let's try to check it. 3 times x. That would be 3x. Tama? 3 times 4, that would be positive 12. So kapag bumalik ka using the distributive properties at real or sa original equation natin, your answer 3 times x plus 4 is correct. Okay, so let's continue. Ayan. So paano daw po nakuha si 4? Just simply divide that one. Di ba naglabas tayo ng 3? Okay. So if you factored out 3 dito, so the common difference is 3. Ilan bang matitira? Kapag ay finactor natin, this would be 3x. Am I right? 3 times x, I should say. Diba? 3 times x. This would be, where's my pen? 3 times 4. Diba? Okay. So, kapag tinanggal natin si 3, nilabas natin as a common term, ang matitira sa loob ay x and 4. X and positive 4. So, that would be x and positive 4. Okay? Another example. So, find out the greatest common factor of 10p raised to 5, negative 30p raised to 4, and positive 15p raised to 3. Okay? So, kunin natin, 10 can be divided into 2. So, 2 times 5. Then, p na 5. Then, we have negative 30. This can be written as negative 5. Negative 5 times 6. Diba? Then, we have 4p. Then, this one would be, okay, so, forget mo muna yung sign dyan. We have 3 times 5. Then also, di ba? We have 3p. So, what do they have in common? So, ito may 5. Ito may 5. Ito may 5. So, labas natin si 5. Lahat ba sila may p? Lahat ba sila may p? Oh. So, ilan ang p ni first term? We have 5. Ilan ang p nito? We have 4. Ilan ang p nito? We have 3. So, kunin nyo yung pinakamaliit. That would be P3. Okay? Or P cube. So, that would be 5P cube. So, ilan ang matitira? We have 2, dalawang P. 2P squared. Minus, tinanggal mo si 5, tinanggal mo yung tatlong P. Ilang matitira? 6P. That would be negative 6P and then plus. Okay? So, tinanggal mo to. Tinanggal mo yon na natira 3. So the answer would be 5p cubed times 2p squared minus 6p plus 3. Yes, Nabil?
Sir, could you please explain again? Very confusing.
Okay.
Could you please explain it again? It was a bit confusing.
Okay. So 10p raised to 5, that would be 2 times 5, tama? We have 5p. And then we have minus, okay? 30 can be factored out into 5 times 6. So they already have their common factor, which is 5. Then the factors of 4p, that would be 4p or apat na p. And then next one would be 15p cubed. That would be 3 times 5. That will give you 15, di ba? And then we have 3p. So after getting that, get the common term. We have 5, 5, 5. Therefore, that would be 5. The variables would be 3p, 4p, and 5p. So anong kukunin natin? Yung pinakamaliit. So that would be 3p. 3p's. Okay. So that would be p cube. So that would be 5p cube. Yun yung common sa kanilang lahat. And then, ang ilalagay sa parentheses would be the ones left. So, tanggalin mo si 5, tanggalin mo yung tatlong p. Ilan matitira? We have 2p, p, or 2p squared. For the second term, we have minus. Okay, minus. Wala natin minus. We have, tanggalin mo yung 5, tanggalin mo yung tatlong p. Ilan matitira? We have 6p. And then for the last term, we have, tanggalin mo yung 5, tanggalin mo yung tatlong p. Ang matitira, 3. Okay? Ayan. So, you can recheck your answer. 5p cubed times 2p squared. That would be equal to 5 times 2, 10.
10.
P cubed times
5.
p squared. P raised to 5.
P5.
5 times negative 6, that would be negative 30. P cubed times p, that would be p raised to 4. 5 times 3, that would be positive 15. P cubed times nothing, that would be p cubed. So, did you arrive with the original equation?
I only arrived with the original factors, the 2, 6, and 3.
What do you
Only
mean?
that one.
How about
Only
the variables?
the original factors.
How
No,
about the
because it was a bit
variables?
confusing.
Okay.
A bit confusing.
Okay. Ayan. But now, are you still confused with the one?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Okay. Ulitin ko
Sir,
lang
we
ha.
could try another example. We could try another example.
I don't have any examples na dito. Ito. Mas madali lang.
Okay.
Okay. So, factor completely. So, the table on the next slide shows the other ways of factoring common monomial. For example, we have y raised to 4 plus y squared. So, what would be the common factor for this? Diba? We have y na 4. Then the other one would be dalawa lang. So, kunin mo yung dalawa. That would be y squared. And then, ilan lang yung natira? Times. If you divide this one, y raised to 4 divided by y raised to 2, that would be y raised to 4. I mean, y raised to 2 na lang pala, sorry. Ayan, y raised to 2 na lang. Check. Y squared times y raised to 2. That would be y raised to 4. How about for the other one? Y squared divided by y squared. That would be positive 1. Diba? Wait lang, may tao. Okay. Ayan. So, letter B. We have negative 2, x, and negative 18. So what do they have in common? Yes, Nabil?
They are both divisible by 2.
So what do they have in common? What would be the factor?
Oh, they're both negative numbers.
That would be negative 2.
6.
So, di ba? Pareha sila? Okay. So, you cannot add x na kasi wala namang x si 18. Tama? Therefore, ilan matitira kapag dinivide mo ito? We have negative 2x divided by negative 2.
1.
Is it 1?
Negative 1.
Is it negative 1?
Negative x.
Is it negative? Negative na. Negative divided by negative. That would be?
Positive 1.
Oh, positive x. Diba?
Oh, x. Okay.
Okay, how about the other one? Negative 18 divided by negative 2.
Negative 9 x.
Negative 9. There's no x na. May x ba sa 18?
No, sir, nothing. Sorry.
Therefore, the answer would be negative 2 times x minus 9. O, check natin. Negative 2 times x.
Negative 2x.
Negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 9. Ay, nawala. That would be positive pala. Sorry. Negative 2 times positive 9.
Negative 18.
That would be negative 18. Therefore, negative 2 would be, negative 2 times x plus 9 is the factor for this. Yes, Nabil?
Sir, what's it called again? Variables like x, they do not have any sign, like any integers, or it's just not stated.
If it is positive, di ba, you're not going to write it?
No, you're not.
If it is negative, you're going to write negative sign. So for this example, we have negative 2.
Okay.
Then, this is positive. So therefore, the negative 2 times positive x, that would be negative 2x. If this is positive, this is negative, this would be positive 2x sana. Okay? Let's try letter C. We have 2x plus 12. What do they have in common?
They're both divisible by positive 2.
So therefore, what would be the common factor?
2. Positive 2.
Positive 2. Then, what will be inside the parentheses?
X plus 6.
That would be x plus
6.
6. Bakit naging x plus 6? 2x divided by 2, that would be x. 12 divided by 2, that would be 6. Okay? How about the others? Naiintindihan ba?
Yes, sir.
How about Raylene?
Medyo nakakalito po.
Okay, medyo nakakalito. How about Trina?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir na lang yung sinagot. Okay. How about Ken? Kanina pa hindi nag-open ng mic si Kent, ah. Okay, so here it is. This is the other way on finding the factor of it. Ayan. So we have the polynomial y raised to 4 plus y squared. So their common monomial would be y squared. So yung first lesson natin kanina. Get the common monomial factor. And then what will be the remaining factor? Ayan. So the remaining factor of this would be y squared plus 1. So what would be the factored form? O pagtabihin lang, y squared plus 1. Ayan siya. And then, another example. The common monomial factor for this 2x plus 12 is 2. Ayan. So kapag nakuha mo na si 2, get the remaining factor. 2x divided by 2, that would be x. 12 divided by 2, that would be 6. So pagtabihin lang ulit, 2 and x plus 6. Yan siya. Another example dito. We have negative 2x, negative 18. Their common factor is negative 2. So the remaining factors would be x plus 9. Bakit naging x plus 9? Negative 2x divided by negative 2, that would be x. Negative 18 divided by negative 2, that would be positive 9. Then pagtabihin lang. This would be the factored form. Next one. What do they have in common? We have 2y raised to 4. 4y cubed and negative 20y. So the common monomial factor for this would be 2. Then kunin yung pinakamaliit na variable natin, y. Okay, there's no other variables there. So divide natin, bawasan mo to. 2y raised to 4 divided by 2y, that would be y cubed. Plus 4 divided by 2y, that would be 2y squared, and negative 20y divided by 2y, that would be negative 10. Then pagtabihin lang. If you want to check your answer, you can do the distributive property. You multiply it using the distributive property. So am I clear with that one? Yes, Nabil?
Sir, could you show us the checking?
Okay.
Checking. Okay.
So for example, we have y squared plus 1. You just need to multiply this one. Y squared times y squared.
Y raised to the 4th power.
Y squared times 1.
1y squared.
So ganun lang.
Okay.
Bumalik ka lang sa dati. Okay? So do you have any questions pa?
Apparently nothing, sir. It's quite understandable.
Okay. Yeah.
Ask my classmates if they have any questions.
How about the others? Do you have any question pa?
Nothing po, sir.
None, sir.
Okay.